cleanse my temple, your tears rinse my feet. I walk out, I'm able to carry your peace. It reminds me of a song that I heard long ago. Maybe I've always known that you were right there. A simple melody playing over and over in my dreams, but somehow out of reach, eluding me until I release. You come close to me when I release, and I let you take the lead when I release. My heart starts to see when I release. When I release, you say Don't cry no more, my dear. Don't you cry no more. I'll be waiting here, my dear. I'll be at your door. Do you hear me knocking? Do you hear my drum to draw you from your fortress?
Yo, what's up, everybody? We are live. Thank you for being here. We just got back fresh off of our trip to Jamaica. And shout out if you're watching on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button and share this video. We got a lot to talk about today. The Super Bowl is ended. It's done. Football season is done. Seems like Joe Biden might be done. There's a lot going on. So we're going to talk about it. You're watching Young Lion TV.
Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, won't you get up and start fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding. Young lion.
That's right, Young Lion TV, like we do every single Tuesday. So we're back from our trip. We were in Jamaica over the weekend. Had a good time, but we're going to get into some stuff this evening. But before we do, I want to again shout out all the people that are watching. If you're in the chat right now, hit that like button and share this video, please, because the algorithm does not support what we do at all. So we need you guys to support it and share the video. Shout out if you're watching on Instagram right now. We are trying to get the format, the aspect ratio correct so that you guys can see the stream like everybody else does on all the other platforms. We're working on that. So right now, it is what it is. You're going to see us, but it's a crop situation right now. But yeah, share the video, like it. We're going to talk about some stuff. Thank you for watching. If you're in there already, shout out to James, who's not here tonight. He's working, our confusing Indian and black brother. And shout out to the Black Batman Stan. He's not here tonight, so I'm holding it down this evening. I am the host of the show. I'm gonna go. My intro is gonna be I'm every light skinned relative that you have or a celebrity with a beard. I'm that guy. Every time people say, "Oh, you remind me of this or that," or you look like such and such, it's always either their light skinned relative or some celebrity with a beard, light skinned celebrity with a beard. So that's me. I'm Jamie Evans, and I am the host. But I got my brothers with me this evening on the other chair. At the top of your screen right there, that's my big brother, but he's everybody's big brother. He is the preacher, the teacher, the people reacher. He is Mr. Jacob Eugene Evans III. Hey. Rocking the Young Lion hat today. I like it. Yeah, shout out.
He's been wearing that all weekend.
I know, rocking that all through Jamaica.
Rocking it.
And then, of course, underneath of him on your screen is the coolest Asian in the world. He's also my brother. He is Mr. Simone Chang in the building.
Hey, yeah. I am also every popular Asian every famous Asian.
Every cool Asian. No, not every famous.
Bruno Mars.
You never get Jackie Chan or Jet Li.
Right.
You never get those. You always
I've gotten Jet Li before.
Well, Jet Li kind of borders on cool Asian. You get the cool Asians.
Bruno Mars, Taboo.
Yeah. Who's the dude?
Rufio. from Hook.
Rufio, all those guys. Anybody who was cool. Didn't you used to get Jin? What was his name? Jin, the rapper?
Yes, I did.
Used to get him too, yeah. Hip-hop Asian.
Your son remembers everything.
That's when you used to wear the baseball caps backwards, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but
the fitteds.
The fitteds. That's what you meant, yeah. And then, of course, we got producing this evening. She is the best producer in the world, and she is our mother, and we love her. She is Miss Angeli Lopez in there on the screen. Shout out to her.
That was such a humble hi. Hi.
But yeah, And before we go any further, man, I got to give a shout out. That's why I ran upstairs, because I had to grab a picture, man. I got to give a shout out, and I got to give a big rest in peace, man. We found out over the weekend. This is an old picture of us. This is the first show we ever did before Simone was even in the group. First show that we ever did at Glassboro High School in South Jersey. And this guy right here, no, other side, this guy right here, this was one of my first friends I ever made at Williamstown when we moved there, man. He was the coolest dude in the world.
Yeah,
Rob Sampson. Shout out, man.
Rob Sampson.
Yeah, we found out that he passed away.
Oh my God! From what?
We don't know, but we just saw everybody from school posting up rest in pieces. So I had to give him that shout out, because a lot of memories with that guy.
Yeah, lots of memory.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah, Robbie was awesome. Awesome athlete too. I played football with him.
Yeah. I drove him to his first day when he went to
Keene University.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to go visit him one time. Was that time when we came back? We ran out of gas on the turnpike.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was. I think that was the time.
That sounds about right. Stuff like that used to happen to us all the time. But yeah, man, great dude. Prayers out to his family, and we nothing but the best wishes for everybody over there. The Sampson family. Rob was my boy, man.
Yeah, I remember how close y'all were.
Yeah,
when you were younger.
I used to be at his house all the time. He would be over my house.
Yeah,
all my first memories from Williamstown were with him, Eddie, and Jermaine. That was like my first crew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sad,
and it's crazy because I was just I just was getting a hold of all these old pictures.
Because you found
I went to my dad's house and got all this old pictures from high school, and I was just telling my wife stories about Rob and like our friendship, and I told her about the when we had that show at the Eagles game.
That whole
yeah.
Leslie met him there.
She met him that day.
Well, she was there.
Oh, she was there when that happened. Wow.
Yeah. So I told her, remember that guy?
Yeah. Wow.
Came to Dad's house. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, man. But yeah, rest in peace to him.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. But again, if you're watching, shout out to all of our Patreon members, our Young Lion Patreon members. If you're watching right now, make sure you guys throw something up in the chat to let everybody know you're here. And also, if you want to become a member and you want to support what we do, you can easily go over to patreon.com/youngliontv, and you can sign up over there and support the cause of what we do at this podcast. What we do is we talk about life. We talk about things that we've learned in our journey as life, as men, as husbands, as fathers, even as musicians and artists that are on the road all the time. A lot of the mistakes that we made as young men, things that we kind of got trapped into, just following the crowd, following culture, and seeing the things that need to change. And we talk about those things on this podcast. We hash those ideas out. We debate things. We talk about what's going on in the world. We talk about what's going on with culture, with politics, with relationships, all that stuff. And also we talk about how we found our faith with Jesus. That's all a big part of this. So if that's something that you think is important to see men and women talking about those things, you can support it that way. Go to the Patreon. And also, we have a Cash App if you want to just throw a little donation to the cause, which is $YoungLionTV. Throw it up over there. But without further ado, Super Bowl weekend. We totally missed the Super Bowl because we were in another country. We
caught the first half.
We caught the first half. We saw the first half.
Crazy game.
Chiefs, the narrative went out like it was supposed to. The script played out exactly like everyone said. Yeah, it seemed like it was the perfect story, right? The perfect narrative.
I know.
The Chiefs go down early and they fight their way back, but then it's close and then it goes into overtime and then they squeak it out at the end. Like, perfect little story for the if it is scripted the way people are saying, it is the perfect little story.
Yeah,
I don't think it's all scripted.
I don't think so because I talked about this to our brother Robert Ruffus. Sorry for your loss, by the way, bro. You
yeah,
and Mikey.
you too, Mikey. Sorry for your loss.
But yeah, he swears up and down that it's completely scripted. But
Yeah.
I know being an athlete,
I know he swears it now. That his team, if his team won, he would have been like, I don't know. I don't think it's that scripted,
Right,
man.
right.
I think it's it might be.
but being an athlete, especially at that level,
Yeah.
I doubt everybody's all in on it.
There's no way you can get all the players to buy in.
Referees maybe.
Yeah.
Referees you can.
And
probably
I
pay
think
them.
that's how they can kind of try to skew the narrative is to get certain calls to go their way.
Yeah.
Certain moves politically that they make, but
I didn't.
you can't get every player to sell out.
Right.
These players, like the way when you see Travis Kelce, the way he goes up to Andy Reid and is like, don't take me out the game. That's that passion.
That's what I'm saying. It's a passion, and a lot of times it's these dudes' dreams since they were little kids watching football.
Yeah.
And you see them crying every year. They're
Yep.
at national anthem plays. They're crying, because it's a dream
Yeah.
for them to be in the Super Bowl and also to win the Super Bowl. So
Shout out to
I doubt-
Valiant Thor on YouTube. He said, "Astonishing how our words are more patrolled than our border." Yo, that's a good one.
That's crazy.
That
That's
is a good one.
awesome. That's good.
Yep, they will definitely patrol our words first.
Yeah, that's good.
But I agree with
That
you.
shows
though,
you
man.
how powerful words are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I will show some stuff. Let me see what I had from the Super Bowl. So I got to show y'all this because I thought this was very kind of clownish behavior. So this is Travis Kelce's outfit as he gets off the bus.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Trav. Kill it, Trav.
How? Why?
You talk about like
I can't even see it.
you can't see it.
I mean,
It's a
too far for
sparkly
me to
suit.
really see.
Really?
Sparkly.
Well, Jake is blind in one eye.
Well, he has on a very sparkly outfit,
Bell bottom suit.
bell bottom,
All right, Trav.
and like what looks like some kind of purse, man purse.
Leather.
It's like leather, but shiny.
Okay.
You can't see that.
Like a shiny leather.
Yeah.
It's hard to really make it all out from here.
Yeah. But see, you see that look right? You see how he looks like there with the shades. If I wore those shades and I had my hair cut like that, now with that outfit, people would be like, "Yo, you look like Travis Kelce." That I would get it.
Yeah.
I would get it.
Yeah.
I would get
and
it.
we definitely have witnessed it. How many
Yeah.
people you get.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
different celebrities. Yeah. But yeah, so that was his outfit. He's preparing for his moment. That was his moment. But I wanted to show this too. This was the passion we were talking
Over to
about.
Andy, he goes, "Keep me in." What happened
You see that?
to the fumble?
He actually like
Goes
bumps
over
him.
to Andy, he goes, "Keep me in." What happened is, on the fumble, he was not in the game. Noah Gray went in, and he had to block for the.
I don't know. A lot of people are upset about that. What do y'all think? Big deal? Not a big deal? Disrespectful?
That's a little
It's
disrespectful to me.
disrespectful.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Definitely disrespectful.
Show it again.
Like I get passion.
He comes over to Andy, he goes, "Keep me in."
Yo,
What
he's an
happened
old
is,
man. Andy's like
On the
80.
fumble, he was not in the game. Noah Gray went in.
Yeah, and he's the reason
I
you're
do
there
think,
so many
though,
times.
Andy has been a little bit like his time with the Eagles, the way he treated the players.
He gives them a
sometimes-
lot of room.
Yeah.
He gives them a lot of room to
He
do what they
does.
want. But he wins a lot.
Yeah.
He's a player's coach.
Yeah.
But there are stories of him being like tough on players.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
we
I'm-
don't know.
I mean, there were a lot of players that ran their mouths.
Yeah, well the superstars that you can't stop that on any team. This year we had.
You should be able to.
Yeah, but you know how sports are.
Shout out to Josiah Barrow on
Do
Facebook.
they wanna do they wanna win? Like a lot of these players, especially like AJ Brown now. He knows they're not gonna get rid of him.
Yeah.
That's why
Yep.
T.O. was as big as
Yeah.
But you see that trickle down to kids sports.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so many
It teaches them the wrong thing.
so many parents and coaches, especially in football. Like it's crazy in football. But
Soccer
even,
too. That's why I
even
think a
in
lot of kids like Ronaldo.
Yeah, even in soccer. But I mean, with football, like I hear about fights all the time. Like you don't see that much in soccer.
Yeah.
But you still have like.
What do you mean? I
parents.
see them headbutting and stuff like that.
No, he's talking about teammates.
Oh, teammates fighting.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about parents.
Oh, parents.
Parents and
Oh.
coaches fighting.
Oh.
Yeah, that's been like really bad in football. Just because I know people who their kids play, so I hear about it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see that much in soccer.
Yeah, definitely don't see that much. You see annoying parents that talk a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, so let's show this. This was adding to the conspiracy. Did you guys see this clip of when a little glitch happened that clearly favored the Chiefs? Watch this. Watch this right here. So, 1st and 10 play.
Super Bowl. There's Mahomes across the middle. Kelsey.
Goes to Kelsey.
Forces
Kelsey gets the first down, right? Okay.
Heads got 11 and a first.
You think he's comfortable in this situation?
So now it's 1st and 10 again,
These two
right?
Okay.
1st and 10 play.
They combine a couple more times down the field.
They're coming after him.
Able to escape.
Mahomes
Runs towards the
scrambles.
sideline and out of bounds at the 38.
3 is very
Got about
different
like
than
3,
4.
4 yards,
To
right?
Jim's point earlier, how
It says
huge
2nd
that
down on the
extra point
screen.
was. When you have to score a touchdown under 2 minutes, your mindset
Now
is
watch.
completely different.
Watch what
And with
happens.
2 timeouts, you've got
Now the
all
graphic
the time in the
changes.
world.
Watch it
You know
again
you've got the safety
as
net
they're in the
for
huddle.
field goal. You can be aggressive, but you don't have to push it. If it's
1st
not
and
First and
10.
you can throw it away or even check it down right
Gave
now.
him the first down.
This play was not a first down, so now Mahomes has it with that.
This is the 4th quarter. This is the end of the 4th quarter, dude.
They gave him the first down.
Gave him the first down.
Super Bowl.
There's Mahomes across the middle. Kelsey. forges ahead.
Watch it
Got
again.
11 and a
So this is the end of the 1st quarter. San Francisco's up. 19-16. They're driving though.
This
This
replays
is,
again.
Right. This is the same. This is the same play. So this is the first down that they got. Now it's 1st and 10. Mahomes scrambles.
Able to escape.
He runs
3-4
out.
yards.
He runs out of bounds. Gets like
Not
3-4
even close
yards.
to the first down.
Not even close. And it says 2nd down on this on the graphic.
And then it's
But then watch the graphic change.
Under 2 minutes, your mindset is completely different. And with 2 timeouts, you've got all the time.
This
in
is
the
what you
world. know
miss.
you've got the
This is what
safety
you
net,
miss
the
when
field goal.
you don't watch
Yeah.
the entire game.
You're right.
You just watch
Look,
the
now it
clips.
says 1st and 10 again.
Or even check
And
it
now
down
they
right
show the first down marker.
But did they?
They show. Look, they gave him the yards. They gave him the first down.
Right.
They reset the
But they,
markers.
but they never called it back.
No, they kept playing. Watch. He hikes it again. He hikes it again. Watch.
Little run right there.
See?
He hikes it,
Short of it. I didn't see it that way.
but then it looked like he's about to get the first down again,
Again.
anyway. So
But I'm just saying, like
that probably could have changed something, you know.
the play call,
Yeah.
that could have changed anything.
Wow.
It could have changed the defensive call there.
They do. They can't do that.
I don't know.
Definitely
If
changes the momentum.
game, if the
Yeah.
game, goes on, it's like it's hard for them to take back a play. I don't even think in the rule book you can take back a play if it's
Yeah, once the game goes
it
on.
goes on.
But that's an official issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
See, that's where I can understand if it's coming not from the players.
Right.
Maybe some players can be bought not to tackle or
Yeah. Because there are some
give up a
questionable plays like that people have been posting where players are deliberately missing tackles, and it's like, what was that?
play. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that to me that's the only if it comes from officiating and then maybe single players, but not the entire
Yeah. But that I just thought that I saw that clip and I was like,
That's
yo,
fishy.
that is weird.
Because even if it was going to get changed, the officials would have said that was a first down.
Or they would have stopped it and
Stopped
said
it,
we
but
need to
they didn't
reset
do
the.
anything. They just
But despite all that, I watched, the recap
Yeah.
of all the plays.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco had that right in their hands.
Yeah.
They could have won that game.
Right.
They could have dominated these dudes, but they didn't capitalize on the plays.
Oh, well, that's what it always comes down to at the end. But those little things do help.
They do. True.
Those little things do help, man.
But I think it's also like it helps with the conspiracy.
Yeah.
It helps with the mindset of like you can get caught up in like, oh, that's not fair, and then
Yeah.
you can lose traction that way, right?
Yep.
You get caught up in stuff that's not fair, and then you're mad, and then you're emotional, and then because you're emotional, you miss things that you normally wouldn't miss.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to the Niners fan to see how they feel.
I know. I can't wait to talk to Mike and Rob because I know we let Mike live. We didn't text
Yep.
him. We didn't offer our condolences up. So we'll see him tomorrow at rehearsal, and then we'll get him. But of course, people watch the Super Bowl, and the main thing that everyone cares about is what?
You mean
Halftime show?
Well, besides halftime show.
Taylor Swift?
What's the other? No. Yeah, but Taylor
The
Swift.
commercials.
The commercials. The commercials.
But the
Everyone
commercials
talks about
are
the Super
whack.
Bowl commercials.
We saw a couple.
Yeah, we did. But I want to show the commercial that won the evening. Did you guys see the commercial that was the most productive commercial of the entire Super Bowl?
I don't know which one is that.
I'm going to play it right now, Mom. Pull this up.
Hey y'all, this Ye, and it's my commercial. And since we spent all the money on the commercial spot, we actually didn't spend any money on the actual commercial. But the idea is, I want you to go to Yeezy.com, YEEZY.com, and I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen. And I got some shoes, and that's it.
Yo, that was his commercial for the Super Bowl.
What was wrong with his teeth?
He's got grills in his mouth. But people are talking about how genius this was.
I was just about to mention the South Park.
Yeah.
The South Park episode with Kanye West. Kanye West, genius.
Yeah, because he's spent $7 million on the spot itself, right? But spent his commercials stood out because it was literally bad audio, truck in the background. He don't even have nothing to promote. He was just like
truck in the back. It looks like he's in a truck.
yeah,
right?
or he's in a truck, something.
Yeah, I go to
If the camera's entirely too close to his face, like it's just terrible.
Yeah, it looks like a crackhead on.
Yeah.
Yo, but genius, yo.
Yeah,
Genius.
and then the proof is in the pudding. So he made the commercial, and then he posted up his numbers, right? So the conversions, he made $19.3 million in sales
Wow.
from a $7 million spot at the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And then he said he released an album as well, which finished the day at number 1 in 100 countries. So this is why people are saying he had the most successful commercial.
I didn't even know nothing about this, bro.
I didn't either.
I didn't know anything about this.
Crazy. Like crazy. That commercial did it. And then there was other commercials. I'll play this one. Oh wait, let's show this here. Daily Loud had Kanye West has overtaken Taylor Swift as the top artist globally on Spotify, which I thought was funny because his commercial. How many times did they show Taylor Swift during the Super Bowl? I think it was like 13 or 14 times total.
Yeah.
And he was able to outsell her from his one ad.
Yeah. That's
Once
crazy.
again, Kanye getting in Taylor's way.
It would have been funny if he said in the commercial, if he would have said, "Hi, Taylor."
Yeah, that would have been funny. Hi, Taylor. I'm not trying to steal your moment or nothing, but this is my commercial. But this was the other commercial that I wanted to show.
That's
because
the one we saw.
This one has been getting a lot of controversy as well. I'll play it real quick.
Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart.
So the last scene, can you see that, Mom?
He's a priest.
It's a priest washing the feet of what I could have described as a very gender ambiguous person.
Flamboyant.
I couldn't see the person too close, but
Yeah.
yeah. Oh man.
And then the message.
We can live for 1,000 years.
Jesus.
He gets us, all of us. Jesus. He gets us.com. Love your neighbor.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this messaging, Jake?
Were they like real big high-heeled shoes too on the side?
No, those were skates.
Oh, skates. That's weird.
Yeah, those were skates.
I mean, this is, they trying to give you a different Jesus.
Right.
They're trying to give you somebody that will. Jesus, what he does is he teaches us to die, but the Jesus they're showing is one who will teach you how to live in your mess.
Right.
But
Teaches
or
you
that
how
old
to,
life.
how to stay in your comfort and not die to
Yeah.
yourself at all.
But
not give up any desires.
yeah, but that's the point. He teaches us how to die to that old life and to live in our new life.
And it conflates the idea of challenging people and standing for things as hate. Because it said Jesus didn't teach hate; he washed feet.
Yeah, but the funny part is he washed his disciples' feet,
Mm.
and he was preparing them to walk with him.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, everything out of context makes sense, but you got to put it in context.
Well, I think it's back to that. We've talked about this in the past on this podcast, how they try to hijack what love is and how you're supposed to love each other and what that means. Because I think that was even in there somewhere about love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love your neighbor.
Love your neighbor. That's what it was. Yeah. So what does that mean to say love your neighbor evokes an idea and an emotion that they have crafted and created.
Yeah.
Because to love your neighbor does not mean what they think it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to understand, like when somebody speaks, you don't understand the intricacies of what they mean.
Yeah.
And in order to understand that, you have to go deeper with them. So you have Jesus spoke to the crowd, right?
Mhm.
That's one level, right?
Yeah.
Then he spoke to the disciples that were like the 70, right? These disciples that followed him, but then that was another level. But then he spoke to the 12.
Mm-hmm.
It was another level, but then he had the 3, right? So I think it's to the level that you seek him or desire him is to the level that you'll receive. So even in that instance, or from that perspective, you can't perceive him the way you want.
Right.
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 When he says something, if you take it and just bring it into your own understanding or your own perception, I'll say, then you pervert what's being said.
Mhm.
Right. But because how many people heard his words but thought he was going to be they said, oh, this is the Messiah. But they thought, when they say that, they think the Messiah is somebody who's going to free them from the Romans at that time.
Right.
They thought he was going to free them from the bond. So when that didn't happen, they started to disrespect him.
Yeah.
Right? And
Rejected
reject him.
Yeah.
So that's what happens so many times. Like at first you think, oh, I like
You
what
have
they're
your
saying.
own idea of what that means. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the guy, so that means this is gonna happen.
Right. But when the closer you get to him, you realize that everything you thought you have to let go of.
Yeah.
All your preconceived notions, which is actually idolatry. Like,
Yeah.
and I think this is a lot of what we're dealing with is idolatry. And what is idolatry? and I actually wanted to go into this a little bit, and even in terms of like, I seen people talking about. Are we going to talk about that? Like
What?
People talking about Usher's performance, and people were kind of like,
I mean, we can.
You didn't have anything?
No.
Well, I'll just say it just because people were saying about him touching up on
Alicia Keys.
and just saying certain things, and then people were like, "Oh, you guys are reading too much into this," and it's like, no, actually, he should be respectful in that way.
There should be boundaries in place. There should be standards and lines that we don't cross.
But when you can throw it off and like, oh, we're just acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're acting
It's just
out.
entertainment.
You're acting out an image,
Yeah.
right? So you're putting this image in your mind, and then people are receiving this image. And then this is the issue we have. Like, so you have Taylor Swift, you have these people, and then you start thinking they can do no wrong. So then when people actually challenge them in their mess, people don't want to hear it because
Or
they've
they
already
jump up to defend
received them. So go back to what I was saying. Idols in the Bible, they're called teraphim, right? So these teraphim are household idols. They're small idols. You take them into your house,
Right.
and they come from the root word Rapha, which means to heal. So if you think about what does it mean to heal, it means to order the body.
Yeah.
It means to bring the body back into working order.
Okay.
So even your house, to bring your house into working order, right? So you bring these teraphim into your house. It's to bring your house into working order so you can have a prosperous family, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is they're idols, right? And when Samuel said to Saul, presumption is as idolatry. That's the word he used. He used the teraphim, right?
Okay.
Is as these idols, these household idols, right?
Yeah.
This idolatry. So when you're presuming, you're overstepping the bounds of what something means, right? And presumption actually has to do with, this is crazy. Presumption has to do with to take or obtain before given.
Yeah.
It also has to do with unauthorized seizure or seizure without right.
Okay.
See what now
Yeah.
you're getting a picture of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or it has to do with unlawful perception or reception,
Yeah.
right? So somebody is, so where are you getting this perception from? See what I mean?
Yeah.
And it also, you can think of it like, in another way, it says taking for granted or without consideration. That's another word for, that's another way you can explain presumption or to presume, right? So think about like a father who gives his daughter to his son-in-law. See, that's lawful, right? But when a guy just takes the daughter for his own desire,
Yeah.
that's unlawful,
Right.
right? It's unauthorized. And when a daughter goes against her father for her own desire, she's actually unlawful too. But we've made this romantic in America, and we don't understand authority.
Well, in the West, romance
in the
came
West.
out of the Renaissance period.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right. So we don't understand authority,
Yeah.
right? So if we don't understand authority, we don't understand idolatry because we don't understand how presumption is unauthorized, right? You're taking something without it being given. It's like you take something from your dad because you saw him using it. You take his gun,
Yeah.
and you use it. You use it unlawfully. You don't know what you're doing.
Right.
Does it mean that God won't ever give it to you? No. Or your father won't ever give you that gun? Yeah, but when is he going to give you that gun? When you're able to use it responsibly,
Yeah.
right? So when you look at what a lot of these idols did, they represented gods, and these gods were giving knowledge, right? Just like the serpent, giving knowledge to people unauthorized or unlawfully, right? When they weren't ready to receive this knowledge.
Okay.
So you entice, and you entice. Those are what the gods did, right? Or the serpent, right? And then you have to have a reception, like Eve. You had to receive it. When you receive that, how are you receiving it? You're receiving it into your house, into your body. And it's just like it's like a woman receiving a man that comes unlawfully, she's receiving herself. Receiving him into her. So we're dealing with this. And I wanted to break that down because we can say these words
Yeah.
and they mean nothing, right? We can say idolatry, we can say these things, but then it's like, well, what does that even mean? You know, especially in this society. But when we understand, like, oh, there's actually an order to things, and if we abide by that order, we're gonna actually live prosperous.
Yeah.
Right. So isn't it interesting how Jesus became the lawful Son of God, right? Who is able to give us, because he gives us and he leads us and guides us into all truth. Why? Because he gave us the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
Right? So, and through that, the Father prepares the bride for his Son. So it's all connected, right? The Father is preparing the bride. The Father is washing the bride, right? For Jesus, for his Son. So there's this oneness that's coming together. But on the other end, you have the perversion that's out there. So and you see it when you go into a house and people receive things into their houses. They watch movies they shouldn't be watching. They let their kids watch movies they shouldn't be watching. They listen to music over and over again that they shouldn't be listening to. They let their kids listen to that music over and over again that they shouldn't be listening to, right? And then your kids get older and you're telling them not to do things and you're yelling at them. They don't understand why you're saying it because you're not really breaking it down. You're just yelling at them.
Yeah.
And now they're just like, I ain't listening to you.
Right.
And then you're wondering how it got here. Well, it was there already. The idols were already in the house, right? You received those idols into yourself. And then what do we say? There's nothing wrong with this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with this. And then we receive that into our house, but all the while, things are happening. So what did Jesus say? Because the root word for presume, there's the word where that comes from in the Hebrew, it has to do with to press or to urge, right? And to press, to urge, it means to force, to push,
Right.
right? So the kingdom of God suffers violence unto John, right? That's what it said. And the violent take it by force, right? So there's a force that's going on. And what did Jesus say? That in order for somebody to come into your house and take your goods, they have to first bind your strong man. They have to first bind the strong man. Who's the strong man? He's the leader of the house, right?
Right.
He's the one who's supposed to be guarding the house, the leader, right? He is the authority of the house. So what does he have to do? What is the binding? It's the binding of your mind. If you accept these things in, there's nothing wrong with that. Now it's okay. But what you're doing is you're perverting things. That's where the idolatry comes in. So then you have this video that comes out, and if people
What video?
or the commercial,
Okay.
this commercial that comes out, and it's by people that have already submitted to that image,
Right.
that supports their own desire, because the noun for urge has to do with a strong desire, and it has to do with lust. It has to do with passion, right?
Right.
That's what urge or craving. I got a craving for this, right? So it has to do with something that is forcing you.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and the Bible says we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against powers, principalities, might, and dominion. Put on the whole armor of God, right? So we're learning how to fight against these things.
Yeah.
And we're learning how to deal with, for believers, it's not about overcoming somebody, like
Yeah.
a person, even mentally, right? It's about overcoming the thing that has you so that you can be set free and given to God, right? It's about you accepting in your heart the thing that is really going to save you. But so many people are accepting things that they think are going to save them, and the things that they've been trained or put in front of their face that this is what you need,
Right.
right? So they're given the bad, and then they're given the good, right? This is bad, and that you need this thing, right? So they give you both,
Right.
and that's the bondage that we're in. And then you have commercials like this to come out, and we're wondering how we got here, and it doesn't. Things we don't get here by accident. You don't get to those commercials by accident. This is a progression that happens, and we're seeing that in America because of the things we let in, because of the idols we let in to our country, to our houses, to our household, right, to our communities, in the name of love. But what we're recognizing is the love that we thought was true is not real love.
Yeah.
That's the idolatry.
C.J. Campbell said when Satan confronted the Messiah, the first thing he tried was to use scripture to trick him. Yeah, and speaking of, the love thing, we always talk about this, like when Jesus told the disciples about what was going to happen to him. First thing Peter tried to do was show him that he loves him, and I'll die for you. I'll take your place, Yeah. And what did Jesus say?
Peter rebuked him.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Saying, "Get behind me.
Get behind me, Satan."
Yeah.
Because just because it's the idea of love that you have, or the image of love that you have, doesn't mean.
Well, he said, what did he say? You're mindful of the things of men.
Yeah.
There you go. He had already inside of him the things of men. He was processing it, and he was actually unauthorized to say what he said, right? But right before that, what did he say? Jesus asked, "Who do you say I am?"
Yeah.
He says, "You're the Christ. You're the Messiah," right? He says, and Jesus recognizes that. See, that's from authority. Why? Because you got it from the Father. That's authorized,
right?
But then just a little bit later, unauthorized.
Yeah. Shout out to Emma too. Emma said, "Greetings, guys."
Yeah. Speaking on the commercial, there's certain things in there that I don't know if they could use. It was a scene with something that I think it said Family Planning Center behind them. I think the woman was
Family Planning Clinic.
When I think about that is
Planned Parenthood. Yeah.
We're talking about a culture that says that's love.
They're trying to connect that to Jesus. Yeah.
That's love. You bring in a baby and you can't raise it.
Yeah.
You're not walking in love in their thinking.
Yep.
And can I say something?
Yes.
To fulfill the desires of your flesh, it actually brings death. But to fulfill the desires that God has for you, to die to yourself, that brings life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But people don't understand that.
Yeah.
They want to do what they want to do because if they feel good at the moment. But it's not about what they want. It's what the Spirit of God leads you and guides you into all truth.
Yep.
Well, the spirit of something is the meaning of something.
Right.
So to know the meaning of what Jesus came in, you have to know the Spirit. And the Spirit is holy. It's set apart. It's the Holy Spirit. It's the set apart Spirit. So you're not going to understand these things without submitting yourself to the Spirit of truth, which is called, right? You have to submit yourself to that. And the crazy part is that the Spirit comes through your words. So when we speak, that's why we said earlier, right? Words have power, right? That's why they want to shut down words.
Yep.
So when we speak, it's coming from a place, right? It's where'd you get, like when somebody says something, where'd you get that from? They're coming from a place because they're spirit. But sometimes you can have empty words because you're just saying something. You don't really mean it, right?
Yep.
So it's there. There's no meaning. There's no spirit, right? It's empty. It's void, right? That's dead,
Right.
right? But when something isn't empty, well, then it's gonna press you. It's gonna make an impression on you, right? But you have to receive it. How many people rejected Jesus when he spoke? He spoke the truth. When he spoke, the Spirit was in his words, but they rejected him because they didn't want to accept what he was saying.
Right.
Right. And that's what we're dealing with. A lot of people don't want to accept it because they want to hold on to their own desires because they feel like the way they've been living in their life and the things, the processes and the mindsets that they have served them to make them feel safe and comfortable.
Right.
But it's actually a lie. You know? And this isn't just non-believers. Believers deal with this. So many when we're weak believers, we can't fight the devil. And how do we fight the devil? We have to have a strong mind, right?
Yeah.
Know the word too.
Well, that's how we have a strong mind.
Right.
We have to know the word, right? We know the word by the Spirit.
Right.
Again, so how do we know the word? By the Spirit. So many Christians are weak because they don't exercise their senses. They don't exercise themselves in praying, in the word, in when they're going through something. Now I have to prove myself. And when somebody confronts me with something that I don't understand, do I feel shame? And now I run away because I don't want to deal with that thing that they said because I don't know how to deal with that. So now I'm just going to run away from it, or I'm just going to ignore it, you know? And what am I doing? I'm actually being overcome.
Yep.
I'm actually my strong man is being bound, because the only way I become strong is if I become weak. But in order to become weak, you got to be like, all right, I don't know what I'm doing right now. What they said made sense, but I know it's not right. God, show me, right? Show me. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me, right? Where God gives me, I'll read the Bible. He showed me something in a way I've never seen it before, which combats the thing that was trying to cause me to succumb to it, right? In my mind.
Yeah.
Or we can just make up something in the Bible and say, this is what it means.
Right.
Right? We can do that too. And then we can push that on people. But look at how religion is pushy. Like when you're very religious, you're pushy, right? And you're not pushy in a spiritual way. You're pushy in a physical way. That's going to lead to violence eventually, right? Like physical violence.
All right. Yeah, let's keep going on this. Another question I wanted to ask is was that Jesus commercial connected to the other ones? It looked like the same type of marketing, like branding. Remember the ones that were playing at the last Super Bowl that everyone was sharing, like, oh, they were sharing commercials about Jesus.
I don't think it was the same because the .com wasn't the same.
Okay.
But
it looked the same though, right?
it was similar, yeah.
Because there was those commercials also, like where they were.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember.
But that would be interesting if like they get a bunch of people, lured in with the name and then,
Yeah.
give you the old bait and switch.
Yeah.
So, but I saw this clip going viral too about Alicia Keys' performance at the piano. You were talking about her getting groped by Usher. Well, pretend groped by Usher. But people were sharing pictures where he was like hugging her from behind. And like, we do accept a lot of weird behavior from celebrities. Like, and like Usher's show has a reputation for making people's husbands and boyfriends mad by the way he dances all up on their girls and sings for them and stuff like that. Yeah. But this part of it was where Alicia Keys came out and this happened.
Some people want it all, but I don't.
Yeah, so that happened when she first started, and everyone's like, "Man, everyone's talking about, man, we heard Alicia hit that bad note."
It happens, man.
It happens, and this was the thing that I wanted to respond to people, but I don't get into those things. At least she wasn't lip singing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you know she was really singing.
Yes.
Because all of these artists get up there and they're not singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've heard her crack many times.
Yeah.
Or,
But she people don't understand, like vocally, she's always singing at the edge of her range.
Yeah.
She just tends to write that
I've
way.
always heard her, like a little under the notes and stuff. But
Even on her records, like they say that she don't want to be like auto-tuned or anything like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, she's a purist in that way, which I respect. You know, and she wasn't auto-tuned at the show, because they do that too. The live shows, they throw a little pitch correction on them.
Shakira and J-Lo didn't.
They lip sync
sing
the whole time.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And Beyonce.
Beyonce.
You won't see
I
Beyonce.
didn't even watch the Usher full performance, so I couldn't tell you if he was lip syncing or not. But
I didn't see
it
any
seemed
of
like
it.
he wasn't, because especially during the Alicia part, because I saw the clip of that, and it seemed like he was riffing along with her.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I know Beyonce wasn't though.
Yeah.
Like when she did it.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
Don't talk about Queen Bee. Yo,
See, but that's what we talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
the
that's
idolatry.
how they act.
Dude, it was another.
She has a church.
Remember we got into a whole argument about Jay-Z at a Super Bowl halftime show?
Yeah, yeah.
Because Travis Scott was performing.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Don't talk about Jay-Z. You know
But
what I mean?
but how did it end? It ended with, oh, okay, I see.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and that's why you challenge these things, because
Yeah.
people are just used to seeing things from their own perception.
And you can call it idolatry. It is idolatry,
It is.
but I like to call it sacred cows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people erect these sacred cows that you can't say anything bad about. They really prop up as gods.
Mm-hmm.
And until you're able to totally kill them, they can't be free of these things. You know what I mean? They can't free themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we learn. Like, if something doesn't make sense to me, I mean, think about like how we work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just how we work. If you say something, I'm like, yo, Jamie, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what don't you understand? You know? And I'm like, what do you mean by this? And I genuinely want to know,
Yeah.
right? But it's so we can get to the goal of accomplishing it, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the point.
Yeah.
And sometimes, oh, I didn't see it like that. Like, sometimes something I'll write, you'll see it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, I didn't see it that way. But then when you say it, that's a different perspective on the same thing.
Yeah.
And even in terms of how we view things, somebody could be standing over one way, or somebody could be standing over there. They see it from a different perspective, but it
yeah.
all makes the same picture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so these things are important for us to grow. That's why talking to people and wanting to be and being weak in terms of like, yeah, I don't know what you mean. Help me out with this. Or maybe you think somebody is being like out of pocket. Like, this don't make no sense to me. Why'd you do this?
Yeah.
You got to talk about these things.
Yeah.
If you're afraid, I don't want to say nothing. You know how they act.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
all that stuff, right? That just it keeps the problems under the surface.
Yep.
And eventually they'll blow up. And then when they blow up, they're like, oh, you always do this.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
always do that. Because they were taking account of everything,
Yeah.
right?
Right. That's funny.
See, but that, like you just talking now, that to me, you know, that's what real love is. It's
Yeah.
challenging each other.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's been plenty of times where it's like, you know, you guys see something and
Don't want to receive it. Yeah.
I don't see what I'm doing wrong, but you know, my community, my brothers, you know, my second mom could be seeing something that I don't see.
Yeah.
And then it wakes you up.
And it's always, at first, it's always hard to accept that thing, because
Yes.
on the surface we want to feel like, okay, we're doing a good job. Everybody knows that I'm trying, you know. So if someone points something out, it's like you almost feel like, well, damn, don't you see I'm trying? Like, what? Or don't you see how good I'm doing? Like,
Yeah.
So it's hard to accept that direction from people sometimes.
Yeah.
I know for me it is, but then when you understand that these people love you and they got your best interests at heart, then it allows you to pull back from that and say, okay, let me take this, let me reflect, let me grow from this
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
You
build
know
on
what?
it.
That commercial, since I've never seen none of this stuff,
Yeah.
that commercial is just showing people the false Jesus.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what we
Yeah.
said.
That's,
So
like,
that was-
that's
No, but I'm
exactly
saying-
what
Mom
it
just
is.
wrapped up everything we just said in one sentence right there. Yep.
No, because I'm just thinking, wow, they're putting that up there so people can get so darn confused.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Sad.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's about
teaching
confusion.
people to teach, especially kids. It's teaching them the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It's okay to live in your mess.
Think about
know?
it. We're talking about love, right? And us as fathers. Now we can get into the role of a father and the role of what it means to love your children or really love somebody. Like, it's not love to let your kids do whatever they want. It's not love to make them feel okay in everything that they're doing wrong and never want to challenge them and never discipline them and never correct them. That's not love. That's neglect.
Yeah.
That's neglect. And you're gonna raise someone who is a negative on society, a net negative on society, and then they're gonna have kids and imprint all of that stuff on them. We were talking about this story to I forget who on the trip about the hoverboard situation.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, for us, when we got lied to about that story, for us it was such a shocker because we had never.
Did we tell that story?
We've told that on here
Yeah,
before
yeah.
about the being told the hoverboards were real from Back to the Future, but we were never lied to by our parents in that way, like directly. So
Yeah.
except for my mom will always, how women throw little lies out there about like, don't touch that knob because the whole house will blow up, or
Yeah,
they
Don't eat the watermelon
yeah,
seed.
yeah. I told them about that one. How you told
The
me not to-
watermelon's
the
gonna grow in your
grow in your stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like to tell a whole thought out lie with like multiple levels and layers to it, like besides, because we never believe in Santa Claus, so
All for your own entertainment.
all for your own entertainment.
Yeah,
So, but then
It's something devious, like you want to
Right.
see somebody hurt.
But then I said, why did he do it? Because someone did it to him when
Yeah.
he was a kid, So he felt he wanted to, and you see that a lot, even with like in sports. You see how it's like the new guy's got to get the treatment I got in the music industry. This is how I was treated, so now you have to be treated that way.
And it's as little as a lie. Like
Yeah.
that's all it is. It's that little. And you think like, oh, it's just a joke. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't mean anything by it, right? And you didn't mean anything by it. A lot
Yeah.
of times people don't mean it, but it's still, just because you didn't mean anything by it doesn't mean it's not harmful.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's not actually abusive and you don't realize it.
Yeah.
Or neglectful, like you said.
Yeah. And then people will say, what? It's not that deep,
Yep.
But let's stay on the line of Super Bowl commercials, because we had another propagandized Super Bowl commercial that was played. And people are pointing out how ridiculous this commercial is. You can pull this up, Mom.
The Super Bowl Sunday. If you're anything like me, you like to be surrounded by a snack or two while watching the big game. When buying snacks for the game, you might have noticed one thing. Sports drinks bottles are smaller. A bag of chips has fewer chips, but they're still charging it just as much. And as an ice cream lover, what makes me the most angry is that ice cream cartons have actually shrunk in size, but not in price. I've had enough of what they call shrinkflation. It's a ripoff. Some companies are trying to pull a fast one by shrinking the products little by little and hoping you won't notice. Give me a break. The American public is tired of being played for suckers. I'm calling on companies to put a stop to this. Let's make sure businesses do the right thing now.
Oh my God, he's the main one.
So he's blaming all of the companies. And of course, companies are going to be opportunists during inflation, and they're going to find ways to increase profit margins. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But how are you going to try to blame them
Yeah, how you gonna flip it?
and totally try to absolve yourself of any credit for the economy right now?
He's not doing anything.
Yeah,
He's just doing what he's told.
Yeah.
Not only that, it just shows you how out of touch he is, or the people who are,
Doing this.
behind this are.
I don't think they're out of touch. I think they're devious people that want to
Yeah,
try to
they
trick
are.
people. They want to.
But dude, who is buying this?
I guarantee you, there's
I don't
people
think
that
they'll-
People are buying
I
it,
guarantee you, there's
think there's a
people
lot of people
who
buying
will when you ask them about the economy, they will say it's corporations. There's you ever heard of shrinkflation? Because they saw this commercial. I guarantee.
I was just
you.
watching PBD, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Bet David, and they were talking. He was talking to Mike. What's his last name?
Cernovich.
No, the guy who's the actor. He's loud. He's from New York. He's Jewish. He was in a bunch of hip hop movies.
Oh, the redhead dude.
Rappaport. Michael Rappaport. Yeah.
I
yeah.
actually saw him at a rest stop recently.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
at Subway.
Really?
Yeah,
I just remember him from Higher Learning, man. That's Remy.
yeah.
You should have said something to him.
I
Yeah.
did. I was like, "What's up?" He was like, Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, hey, how you doing? You should have said Trump 2020. Because he came out and said that Trump is on the table. You ever see that video he made?
Well, that's what they were talking
Okay.
about. Like, and he was saying he's definitely not voting for Biden.
Yeah.
And definitely not voting
And for that guy to say that?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
he hates Trump.
Like, for him to say that, there's so many people like him.
There is, but there's so many people that don't pay attention at all.
Yeah.
You know, like he's somebody that at least watches and looks and sees what's happening. Like Biden, that was a scripted, probably multiple take commercial, and he still was kind of like slurring and stuttering through it a little bit. It's like he can't get through anything.
But once things start affecting you personally, like, because he's Jewish, so the whole
the Israel-Palestine
that
thing.
affected him personally, right?
Yeah.
And you have all this border stuff too. That's
Yep.
That's affecting him. He just moved from California, moved back to New York.
Oh, so he's getting it big time, yeah.
And even like a lot of communities that are being affected by this illegal immigration stuff that's coming to your town, right? Now people are checking for things they normally wouldn't be checking for.
Yeah.
You know, now people are paying attention to things that they normally wouldn't pay attention to.
Kyle, what's up, Kyle? Kyle McCarty just sent 99 stars. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, bro.
Kyle Mack in the building. Long time no see, man.
Turn on the Mac.
So let me show you guys this. We've talked about it a little bit, but I'm gonna get into it a little bit here.
Hold up, though.
Go ahead.
I forgot about this. Did you notice all the stuff that was, all the product, all the food that was there?
Yeah.
It was all junk food.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I just want to say that. It was nothing healthy.
But
Don't buy any of
It
that
was
stuff.
Super Bowl food, though. He was trying to they're marketing to the Super
Hold
Bowl.
on, but everything. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find this video real quick. But go ahead, Jamie.
I know you're gonna say where they're trying to say inflation is a certain percentage, but everything is up like 30%.
No.
No. What?
Everything that he put on there, like everything that was on there, is all stuff that. Hold on, I'm trying to find this video. It's all stuff that was like the least healthiest stuff in the country.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, while you're trying to find it, I'll get into this a little bit. So I talked to you guys about this a little bit, but I'm going to show it on here. The DOJ said that Biden was not mentally fit. Did you guys hear about this?
The DOJ.
Yeah, the DOJ, because they were investigating his classified document situation.
Yeah.
And they brought him in for questioning. They were saying that they said he so in the speech he said he was the president of red states and green states.
Yes.
He forgot the name of the place where Bo got his rosary. He said that Egypt's president is from Mexico. That's why people were Donald Trump posted that meme of
Gaza Strip
and Mexico
was
right
underneath it there.
But the DOJ basically tried to come out and say that there's no way they would prosecute Biden for his classified documents because he is a feeble old man who forgets a lot, and no jury would convict him on those grounds, which is like a damning accusation because he's our president. And they've been trying to go against his mental acuity for a while, and he claims he's sharp,
As sharp as he's ever been.
Yeah. Let's show a couple of these clips of his speech.
When we pushed all these programs, I said I'm going to be a president for everybody, whether you live in a red state or a green state. When I said he raised that. Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, it wasn't any of their damn business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented. I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of. Every Memorial Day we hold a service remembering him.
He forgot what he was saying.
I think that, as you know, initially the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. I talked to Bibi to open the gate on the Israeli side.
The president of Mexico. Yeah. So, he's clearly in decline.
Anyway, and I don't want to, well, maybe choose my words. I was just thinking, anyway, but I just, look, I mean, Putin's kleptocracy, yeah. It was in January, after being elected. The late January, early February.
Yeah, I mean, you get the idea. So the DOJ said that he would not be able to be prosecuted. So Peter Doocy asked him about this. So that same speech, apparently right after the speech was over, he did his typical where he walks off stage and all the press people, all his staff yell at the press people that it's over, don't ask no questions. But they were shouting questions at him, so he decided to come back out. I'm sure to everyone's chagrin. And he called on Peter Doocy to ask him a question. And this is what happened.
Something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. That's
How
totally
bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad I let you speak. That's
What does that mean? My memory's so bad he's actually telling the truth there because
exactly.
he probably didn't remember.
Actually telling the truth.
He didn't remember who he was. Yeah. He didn't remember that he's not one to call him.
That's how I take it.
Yeah.
I'll let you speak. I forgot who you were.
Yeah. That's how bad my memory is. I forgot that you were going to challenge me.
Your memory has gotten worse, Mr. President?
My memory is not good. My memory is fine. My memory, take a look at what I've done since I become president. None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed. How'd that happen? I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Mr. President.
Voters have concerns about your age. How are you going to assuage them? And do you fear that this report is only going to fuel further concerns about your age?
Only by some of you.
Mr. President.
Yeah. So he got asked some questions because he came back out there. Hold on, where is it at? Oh, I want to show this. So then CNN actually came out and said that Biden made false claims, and they're actually pushing back against him. Show this.
While one thing that President Biden said is basically that he stored the documents in filing cabinets that could be locked. Let's listen.
All the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked.
Daniel?
Just not true, John. This report from the special counsel includes photos. Those photos include shots of a box just sitting in President Biden's Delaware garage. The special counsel described it as a badly damaged box sitting amid household detritus. So there was some material that was in cabinets, locked or lockable, as the president said, but all of it certainly not. And that open, unsealed, damaged box included, according to the special counsel, highly sensitive, top secret material about the war in Afghanistan.
Okay, another claim that President Biden made: none of the documents were highly classified. Let's listen.
None of it was high classified. Didn't have any of that red stuff on it. You know what I mean? Around the corners? None of that.
Daniel?
That claim that he didn't have any material that was quote-unquote high classified is also not true, John. The special counsel's report says that the president possessed multiple highly classified documents that were indeed marked as being highly classified documents, including some marked as top secret / SCI, sensitive compartmented information. That is a very high level of classification. For example, special counsel Hur discussed 2 top secret documents about Afghanistan found in that open, unsealed, damaged box in the garage, one of which Hur said contains highly sensitive info about military programs and another that contains info about sensitive intelligence and sources and methods. Now, it's not clear, John, if any of those Biden documents had those colored borders we saw on classified docs that former President Trump had, which I think is what President Biden was referring to when he talked about red around the corner.
Yeah, so you get it. CNN is fact-checking Joe Biden. Like, when have we seen this?
Because they're probably in on it, doing this, because they want to get rid of...
That's why I put that in the title. Is Joe Biden done? Are they making a play to remove him from running?
And
Like,
then if they do, who are they going to put in?
I saw someone else talking about the 25th Amendment again, bringing that up, because this report from the DOJ straight up says that he has a bad memory.
Mm-hmm. But if they do oust him, then that means Kamala is up.
Yeah.
Like, legally, that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, she's next in line.
But where is she? She's somewhere. We don't see her.
No, we never see her.
She's probably worse at speeches than him.
Yeah. And she doesn't have a cognitive decline to blame it on.
Yeah. So Kyle said, "What up? You guys still scare me, but I love you."
We love you too, man.
Hi, Mom, off camera. And then he said, wait a minute. I think this is the first time since Bandstand that I've seen Jamie's hair.
What? You got to watch more of our content, man. Telling on yourself there. So, speaking of what the government is up to, we talked about last week how they were trying to pass that fake border bill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, do you know that the night of the Super Bowl, they pushed the bill through to send $60 billion to Ukraine, and so JD Vance posted this up. He said, "I just sent the below memo to everyone in their Republican colleagues in Congress. Buried in this bill, and this is the bill that they just passed. Buried in this bill." Text is an impeachment time bomb for the next Trump presidency if he tries to stop funding the war in Ukraine. We must vote against this disastrous bill. But they passed it through. So they have wording in there.
They passed it through
with
nobody's looking.
Yeah. And they got like 20-some Republicans to sign off on it.
Wow.
And apparently there's something in there. A supplemental impeachment time bomb. President Trump has said in regard to the war in Ukraine, we got to get the war settled, and I'll get it settled. He has stated that he would resolve it in 24 hours. The bill includes $1.6 billion for foreign military financing in Ukraine and $13.7 billion for the Ukraine Security Assurance Initiative. These funds expire on September 30th, 2025, nearly a year into the possible second term of President Trump. These are the exact same accounts President Trump was impeached for pausing in December 2019. Every single House Republican voted against this impeachment resolution. So they're trying to set up that if he cancels this payment, he can be impeached. You know what I mean?
And how much was it for the border?
They didn't send anything to the border. They passed
is separate.
They realized that they weren't going to get that funding to Ukraine, attaching it to the border bill. They tried to sneak it in, so they just did a separate bill where they're funding the war in Ukraine. They're sending billions of dollars to Israel, and they're sending money to Taiwan.
That's before our borders.
Yeah, and yet our borders are crazy right now.
So, I was just thinking about this as you were talking. How much of that money do you think is going to get funneled back to them?
Oh, tons.
Because that's the thing with this war, right? With war, it makes a lot of people rich.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you seen that it was $1.6 in infrastructure or something like that they were talking about. Yeah,
yeah.
Who's going to make that money?
How does it get? But the thing is, it doesn't funnel back to the American people.
Yeah, Thera said, "How much are we going to spend on USA school funding?"
Oh, they cutting those fundings.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, how much that we've sent hundreds of $billions to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many vets they could take care of? You know how many homeless people? You know how many cities they could rebuild with that type of money? But they're hell bent on sending this money, man. They don't want nothing to stop this money going to Ukraine.
There's a reason, of course, for that.
Yeah.
It's beyond what everybody thinks.
Yep.
But again, these people they're benefiting from this stuff. Why do they want to do it so bad? They're benefiting from it.
Yep. I think they're trying to burn our economy down and extract every resource they can before the dollar collapses or something. I don't know. Something like that. Check out this, talking about the border crisis. This was the Denver, I think this is the mayor of Denver. Yeah, the Denver mayor. Listen to this.
Thank you all so much for being here this morning. I'm here to talk a little bit about the devastating impact of the failure of Republican leadership in Congress this week to pass comprehensive immigration change.
Of course.
And the impact that will have on both city budgets and on services that we can provide for newcomers in the city. The second is we will start to have to greenlight a set of hard decisions about budget reductions across the city to meet those costs that we know will continue to arrive. We want to talk about two of those today. While they're the first steps, they unfortunately will not be the last and may not be the hardest. This is a plan for shared sacrifice. And so in terms of our first step on city cuts, we are announcing today we will make some changes both to our services at DMV and to our services on Parks and Rec.
So they're going to cut funding to DMV and Parks and Rec because they got to accommodate all of these people flooding in across the border, and it's the Republic. They want you to know that it's the Republicans' fault. Mm-hmm. So sorry, guys.
It's not the administration's fault.
We're gonna inconvenience all of your lives and blame those people because we have to accommodate all these people that are allowed to come in. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's such a game.
It's a game.
It's such a game.
Then I saw this story. Check this out. This is
Oscar De La Hoya. It's in news now.
This is in Massachusetts, right? Remember what the governor said over there. They were talking about how people are going to have to take these migrants into their homes. Remember that? Mm-hmm. We showed that video on here.
Story you'll only see here on NBC 10 Boston. A migrant family from Haiti is sharing their experience. They're searching for shelter in the Boston area and then recently found a host home in Brookline. And now they're looking for jobs. As NBC 10's Aaron Logan reports, they say these last few weeks have been life-changing. And
it's been an emotional few weeks for Wildande Joseph and her husband. First, sleeping on the floor.
Dude got Bluetooth headphones.
At Logan Airport. Then in Children's Hospital with their 2-year-old daughter who got very sick.
Me siento mal. Es muy difícil este tiempo. Oh.
She felt bad, as any mother would. Now things are looking much brighter as they've been welcomed into Lisa Hillenbrand's Brookline apartment.
Tu niña es muy alegre ahora? Sí, muy alegre. Cuando se levanta en la mañana, se dice, "Ay, Lisa."
Oh. She says her daughter is very happy. When she wakes up in the morning, she says, "Hi, Lisa," and everyone starts the day smiling.
It's a delight. And
They're
it's
from
really
Haiti.
fun
Why are they
having them.
speaking Spanish?
They probably Dominican.
Yeah, that's what
Unless they came through Dominican Republic, because that happens a lot too. Haitians are coming to Dominican Republic, and then
what?
From there, they're going to different places.
Mm. But I think they're Dominican. I mean, they speak Spanish though.
Yeah, but they spoke it weird.
Okay.
They didn't speak it like Dominicans.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't speak it like Dominicans. They spoke it like somebody French.
Well, maybe people
Spanish.
from Haiti speak Spanish too.
Yeah.
And they know it's probably easier to communicate in Spanish than French here.
It's the same island, right?
Yeah.
What I realized is there's so much prejudice against refugees, mostly because people don't know them.
Lisa says she feels like she has her own personal chef as Wildande loves cooking.
¿Te gusta la ocupación?
Sí.
In fact, her goal is to open up her own restaurant.
Quiero tener mi propio restaurante.
Yo, a lot of people were pointing out like, oh, so we're just going to take these people in our home and enslave them. First of all, who doesn't think that this lady sounds like a plant or some kind of like operative that they're paying to do this for this propaganda piece? Because she's like, what she said, I think people just don't do this because they're afraid of them and they don't really get the chance to know them.
Having them. What I realized is there's so much prejudice against refugees, mostly because people don't know them.
Lisa says she feels like she has her own personal chef as Wildande loves cooking.
She has her own personal chef now.
Listen,
They're strangers.
It's not about refugees. It's about illegals that are coming into this country.
Yeah.
If they're illegal, then that's the problem. So you're letting all these people in, and then you got to find. They're not even thinking that through, and then saying, "All right, take these people,"
because they're not refugees. They're just people that want to come here. They're not refugees. What are they refugees of?
Yeah, I was a refugee.
There's some stuff happening in Haiti. I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
is Haiti at war right now?
No, they're not. But there's other stuff happening over there. I don't know. Well, but the point that I'm making is that they're illegals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're illegals. And the fact that she's saying refugees doesn't even make any sense. But if they were refugees, that's a whole different story. Right? But and even that, like, okay, there's a process for that. But we're just letting anybody in.
Yeah.
And then it's becoming everybody's problem.
Yeah.
But really, why are we letting everybody in? Because they want to replace the vote.
But they're literally trying to convince people, and they're using propaganda pieces like this to try to convince people that this is what you should do. Just take in a random family that you don't know these people into your home.
That y'all didn't vet.
Yeah.
But again, it's love, right?
It's that fake love.
Fake love.
Yeah.
It's that perverted love.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, of course, Mom.
And it's not about this. It just hit me. I saw this video about Chile.
Yeah.
What the heck?
They had those wildfires out there.
But it's worse than Hawaii.
Yeah.
And the media is not bringing it up.
I have a video about that. Since you brought it up, Mom, I'll play it right here. This is what's going on in Chile right now. The after effect of it. Now, remember what we showed about the Hawaii and the weird blue thing? People are painting their roofs blue. People are painting their houses blue. Because there's something about whatever they feel like happened. And it might be, I don't know, I haven't checked, but there might be a lot of blue houses that didn't. And remember, Oprah's house was just painted completely blue. All these people's houses in Hawaii were painted blue, and it didn't touch anything that was blue. So, Chile had a bunch of the same type of fires that just like ran through everything. And I saw that people were painting their houses blue. In 2024, people in Chile are now reportedly painting their houses and roofs in a particular color of blue in order to protect themselves. I'm sure the comment section here will tell why. Remember, Chile has the most lithium in the entire world.
Wow.
Interesting.
Conspiracy.
And then the Twitter note here says, the Maui fire blue paint theory is conspiracy theory with no basis in fact. Except for the fact that all of the pictures of the blue thing still standing. Like there's
everything burnt around it.
Yeah.
Except for the thing that's blue.
Yeah. But back to the migrant thing. So here is a video of what looks like a ton of people from Africa who were just dropped off.
They're all men.
Yeah. And the post here says governments in Africa are emptying their jails and shipping them to Central America with instructions on how to cross into the U.S. The USA is becoming the dumping ground for the worst of the worst from the third world. So I don't know how true that is, but that's what they're claiming on this post because it says, who dumps illegal African immigrants in Texas? So, like Donald Trump, I guess he had a point when he said they're not sending their best again. Like what would it gain what would it hurt a society to empty your prisons and be like, all right, send them to Central America and show them how to get into the US? They're letting everybody in.
Man, we need Jesus. We need the Lord.
Yep. Yep, the border is a serious, serious situation. This is one of the Texas. This is in Texas, but one of the sheriffs. He was talking about the border situation. Let's listen to what he was saying.
Ohio. I just came back from a national sheriff's training in D.C. 2 days ago. We were briefed by the FBI director, Ray, and several federal agencies. There's 3,300 sheriffs in the United States. The President of the United States refuses to meet with the sheriffs. He also refuses to meet with the police chiefs of the United States. Also, he refuses to meet with them to talk about border issues or to talk about crime that's going on because of the border issue.
I don't think he can talk to anyone really. Like he's gonna refuse to talk because it's not gonna go well.
We were also told by Mr. Ray, the FBI director, that there are more red flags going off now than before 9/11. Okay? When I say red flags, meaning people that are here in this country that are wanting to do harm to us. We were also explained we're bombing 2 countries right now. 2 countries. These people do not like us before this started. There's thousands of people here from other countries, 160 different countries. They're here not to be our friends. Some of them are coming because they're wanting to come here to the best country in the world, the way we see it. Some are coming here to do harm to us. And we were told by the FBI director, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We were also told 5 sheriffs went to Israel 5 weeks after the attack. The only thing that saved the Israelis, the government, was the local police. They were outgunned, outmanned. They came over. The Palestinians did. They came over. They killed, raped. The sheriffs were there. They talked to the police. The local police are what saved that country. You can't just call, even in Israel, you can't just call the military up and they're going to be there, okay? They went house to house, raping, killing. The Israeli police, when our guys got there, the sheriffs, said they just don't hate us. They hate you guys equally. And the same people that train them are the same people that train people to hate us. The FBI director said when 9/11 hit, there's more red flags now than then. So, and he said, these are people that want to kill us and do harm to us. Now, so you're wondering, I want everybody to know what I know. I can't tell you everything, but I want the public to know that we are in a terrible way right now. The United States, and I'm going to get to the local, the United States, we're on the defense. You can't be just defense and not have an offense. We have no offense. We're just defense. We're absorbing these attacks. We're in other countries. We're supplying them with weapons. We're supplying them with our treasure, our money, and we're not doing much back home. So, with that in mind, we were also told that they're going, this is from the federal government 3 days ago, they're going to attack our elections, which they've always done that, just not the national. They're going to go into the locals. They encouraged us to talk to our local election officials and be prepared as much as they can for cyber attacks. Even locally, you have to be prepared. We've been told that, again, they're coming here to do harm to us, and even in Ohio or in the United States, we're not going to be able to call and ask for help from the federal government. They're going to be busy. The military's not coming, the National Guard. When 9/11 hit, it was all the police and the fire, and they were in total organized chaos. The military had the skies. And I don't want somebody asked me, am I like Doomsday Jones? And I said, no, I'm not like Chicken Little. I want you to know what I know. And if you don't believe what I'm telling you, that's okay. You can do what the Israeli citizens done. You can build a little safe house in your basement. And good luck. Now, getting to where we've been attacked here in Butler County.
Okay. But so from talking to the FBI director, understanding what's going on at the border, understanding who's been coming across the border and what type of intel they've been getting on people, they believe that we are at the threat of a higher level than before 9/11. And like he said, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And, you know, a lot of people think that that's what they want to happen.
Yeah, I mean, when you're taking down the wires that Texas is putting up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
All in the name of the safety of the Border Patrol.
But we're being told that, you know, you got to be afraid of Tucker's interview with Putin. That's what the real threat to democracy. You know, that's what we really need to be afraid of. Let me see. What else we got? Speaking of Tucker's interview with Putin, here's someone Anomaly posted. This was the most gangster part of the interview. I didn't want. Do you guys watch this interview at all?
I haven't had
half of it.
I haven't
had
watched
time.
it. Yeah, I haven't had time either. But let's see what this part of the interview is.
With the backing of CIA, of course. The organization you wanted to join back in the day, as I understand. We should thank God they didn't let you in. Although, it is a serious organization. I understand.
Oh, I guess he was calling out Tucker for wanting to be a part of the CIA. Yeah, apparently, like, this interview, there was a lot of, like, things that he was just, like, confronting him on. And, like, he talked about the Nord Stream pipeline being done by the U.S. He talked about...
I saw a clip of that.
Yeah.
He said, you guys are. And Tucker said, I wasn't there.
Yeah, he said I was busy that day or something.
What should I talk to him about? Or beg him for what?
And what messages do you get back?
You're going to deliver such and such weapons to Ukraine. Oh, I'm afraid, please don't. What is there to talk about? What should I talk to him about? Or beg him for what?
And what...
I think he asked him, would you have a conversation with Biden? And he was like, what is there to talk to him about? Yeah, I mean, apparently he was basically, saying that he's just doing what he has to do. And if they're threatening him, then he's going to threaten them back. And he has powerful... I remember seeing the clip where he was talking about how they have powerful weapons. But I think the push to not let people see this, not want people to see this, because they don't want their narrative to be shifted at all. They
don't want people to think.
Yeah. They need everyone to believe that there's a big bad wolf. That's it. Let me see what else we got. Oh, I'm gonna show you this clip. Let's get a little reaction to ex porn star who tried to be sports commentator, who is now OnlyFans star, dropping some knowledge for everyone. See if we learn anything from her.
Being in the army is worse than being on OnlyFans. Wow. You're selling your body to the government.
I mean, it's like, what?
He's rocking the army hat.
Yeah, he's clearly in the army. So she said being in the army is worse than being on OnlyFans because you're selling your body to the government.
Okay, lady.
How do you connect those dots? That sounds like some mental gymnastics right there.
Yeah,
like
that sounds like somebody lying to themselves.
The people in the military are doing the duty so that you can
be on OnlyFans.
Be on OnlyFans and get rich off of showing pictures of your butthole. You know what I mean? Like you're only given that privilege because there's people that are willing to sacrifice their life for your freedom to do that. And from what I have heard, that like she dropped out of college to be a porn star and blew up because she did some porn wearing a hijab. That's like how she went viral. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is the definition of an ungrateful person.
Yeah.
Again, presumption is a taking for granted or without consideration of.
Yeah.
So, and presumption is as idolatry.
Right. But to crap on people that serve in the military that way.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a lack of consideration.
Yeah.
But that's why, because it's unauthorized. It's something where she's focused on her own agenda.
Yeah.
So she misses a lot of other things, right?
And she's been going hard, like on Twitter and on social media.
Who is this?
Mia Khalifa. She's a ex-porn star.
Oh, she had didn't she get in trouble for saying something before about
Jews?
Yes.
Yeah.
We played that on
Yeah.
air.
She said some crazy stuff when the attacks first happened. And she's been saying crazy stuff the whole time, you know.
She's just trying to stay relevant, I think.
Yeah, the thing is, she tried to like get away from that, you know, and tried to get a regular job, and you know, she was doing these regret videos, and now she's on OnlyFans again. Because, and the thing is, people were pointing at even then, they're like, if you wanna get away from everything, if porn was such a traumatic thing and you were used and you want to get away from it, why do you keep your porn name though? Mia Khalifa's not her real name. That's her porn name. Why do you keep that name? Because it's
She
still
wants to
attached.
stay
Yeah, right.
relevant.
You're still attached to your relevancy. All right. Got a couple more things before we wrap up. Let's go to the stuff that Jake had from before. There's only a couple videos from there that you had before. Shout out to everybody who's on the chats. I don't think I haven't seen any.
Yeah, we could end a little earlier tonight. I wanted to get home tonight.
Okay, you want to wrap it up now then?
I mean, if you want to show stuff, don't matter. I was trying to think around 10. You know.
Okay. Hold on, let me see.
Oh, did you guys see that was Jermaine Dupri?
That was Jermaine Dupri.
I thought it was CeeLo at first.
Jermaine Dupri wearing platform shoes.
Looking like Wednesday Addams.
Yeah. While I'm looking for this other clip, let's play this one. This clip was going viral. Dude talking about people who watch sports. Let's just play this a little bit. See who gets offended.
Broke people watching a football game. To me, that is as dumb as a box of rocks. For a person to be broke and watch a football game or a basketball game or a golf tournament or a race, you're watching somebody else win when you're losing. How could that possibly be interesting to you? Unless you're studying how to win. And then you're delusional enough to call those people on that team your team. They might be your team, but you ain't their team. Is that too tough? Am I swinging too hard first thing in the morning? Myron, don't you want to see them? No, I don't want to see them. I want to be them. I want somebody watching me play games for money on TV. That's what I want. I'm broke and I want to watch somebody get paid $30,000 to play a game, and I'm broke trying to figure out how to pay my light bill. But I'm getting excited because my team won. No, you are making your team lose because your real team is your family.
How you feel about that, Simone?
I mean, that's a bit extreme.
Yeah, I think it's a little polarizing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But I like him though. He says a lot of good stuff.
That's Bodie.
No.
Who's that?
No, I don't remember his name.
He does kind of look
He
similar
does
to
look
Bodie
like
a
him.
little
Right?
bit.
He don't sound like him.
Yeah.
I thought it was sped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, there's truth to that, definitely.
Yeah. And there is
you can
something
be
to be
engulfed like that in any.
Yeah.
where it matters more than anything else,
Right.
and you let that consume your the time of your day.
Right.
You spend so much time focusing on sports and
Work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah, I say it
Party
all the time.
life.
Like, it's not like when people say, "Yeah, man, we did it." Like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
You know, when you're
Right.
trying to say we,
Yeah.
no, there's no we.
Right.
You had nothing to do with what they did on the field.
Right.
So there's no we.
All you did was buy a jersey.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to support the team, whatever. Like, for me, it's like I like watching stuff because it inspires me.
Yeah.
I like to watch certain teams play because I like what they do,
Mhm.
right? And I can use that in terms of how I view life.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can take it too far.
Dude, like the people that have the rituals. You ever see the people that have the rituals when they watch the game?
You talking about like LeBron James?
No, I'm
doing
talking about. I'm not talking about athletes. I'm talking about viewers. I'm talking about fans.
Yeah.
They're
No,
like
I know.
they have to wear the certain jersey a certain way, and it can't be washed, and they have to place their
Certain
cup a
underwear.
certain way, certain underwear, and it's like
and this worked last time, so I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I know people like that. I know. I'm thinking about one in specific, but like, yeah, it gets deep.
That's idolatry.
It is.
It is. Like
It
you
is.
literally think that you're affecting the outcome of the game because of what you're wearing or doing, or like, yeah, last time I didn't wear my jersey and we lost. Like,
But isn't that OCD? Like
yeah,
in terms of
it is,
touching the sink 5 times,
or
you
my
know.
family's gonna die. Yeah, it's the same. It is the same mental like place as
Yeah.
OCD.
But that again, it's fear,
Mhm.
right? It's us. It's trying to gain back some sense of control.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you gave something control over your life.
Right.
You know? And that's the problem. Again, like everything, to me, God can use anything.
Yeah.
You know, for
These
his,
people that you've
for his glory. So you can see how God works in all these things.
Mhm.
But when you
obsess,
like when you make it an idol, right? Idol versus icon,
Mhm.
right? It's like in us, we are all images of God, right? And we have the ability to shine his glory through us, right?
Yeah.
So that's the icon part of us, but then you have the image or the idol part where now we can worship or give glory to the person who's shining the glory of God.
Right.
Now it becomes an idol.
Mhm.
And that's not the same. Like, so you're taking something that's created and then you're giving it glory.
Yeah.
Instead of giving that glory to God.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull this up. And the caption says, "Evil is real." This is one of the things that we've had from you. What is this about?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's play it and see.
interacted with, what's your reaction to them when you talk to them, the pedophiles, when you talk to them and when you arrest them?
When they start talking and I look into their eyes, that's when I sense something that really scares the hell out of me. And the way they talk about children when they get there, and it's something that they've been able to normalize, and they're speaking to me about children almost like they're talking about, you know, the weather, or, you know, talking about buying and selling children like you talk about buying and selling computer parts or an automobile or something. And that's where I thought something has taken over you. Something non-human has made you less human. And I've never been able to figure it out, only that it creeps me out. And I usually end up getting them to confess because they have brought themselves to a place where they think they're okay. They think that it's somehow normal.
There really is evil in this world. Do not make the mistake of ignoring its presence or calling it a matter of opinion or preference.
I actually heard this from other people that investigate. There's a guy that has like a YouTube channel where he catches people kind of like the Chris Hansen thing, but he does it himself. And he I think PBD interviewed him, and he talked about how like he's able to get them to confess just by like talking to them, and just like, oh, most of these people will openly say they know it's wrong, but they will talk about it if you can just like find a way to engage with them and like just pull it out of them. They want to say it, you know what I mean? And it was the same kind of thing. Like they will say it so matter of factly, and then it's just like you have to question like, yo, what kind of evil is this? Like where like he's talking about people who, you know, will talk about babies that they've, you know, done stuff with, all kind of crazy stuff, you know?
Yeah. But again, like when you accept these things into your heart, you accept these things into your head, like in order for you to live that way, because, you know, we don't understand, how can somebody, we say these things, I don't understand how somebody could do that.
Yeah.
I don't understand how somebody could do that to, how they can think that way. Like, you know, for me, my oldest, Fabian, like his real father abandoned him when he was 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's like, you know, I knew I couldn't demonize him, right? In terms of, I didn't want to demonize him to Fabian, because I know one day maybe he's going to come around. Maybe he's going to, but it is hard to think, like, how, for me, I don't have that. How could I it's not in me whatsoever that I would leave my kid and then justify it to me to think it's okay. But in order to do that, you have to tell yourself lies every day.
Yeah.
And to the point where it becomes normalized.
Yeah.
Right? You have to. So I think it's a process where we have to desire something more than the other thing, you know? And then that's how we let this demonic wisdom into our lives, right? That makes it make sense to us. And it becomes it's a mindset, right? So then you create this mindset, and it's all lies, but it's a mindset. And you create this mindset, you develop it, and there's a difference between perception and conception. And perception is about reception. Right? Perception is literally about like seeing, hearing, tasting, but also how you're tasting, how you're hearing it, how you're feeling it, right? But then there's conception, which has to do with, so it's how you're, go back to perception, how you're understanding it, right? Like the process of understanding. But conception is growth in understanding, right? Conception is growth. When you've received it, now you're growing in that reception, right? So it's there. It's already growing. And I think that's the thing, that understanding, like when we say we don't understand, because it's not in us.
Yeah.
It's not in us. It's not in us to understand. Now, I don't understand, like I could say I don't understand how somebody could do those things, but I can say I can now I can step in their shoes from their perspective and see how they could get there. I could never fully understand how they got there, but I could see how they could have gone to the process of getting there, right? So then I can have some type of compassion for them,
right?
Because I can see there is a process to getting to that point, and of evil.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And we all can do that. So I know if I didn't have people in my life that kept me safe, that kept me from these things, that kept me from these thoughts, like, think about it. How many people don't have parents and were abused and were taken advantage of? And, you know, how many women have gotten into porn because of that? You know? They don't have those barriers. They don't have the barrier in their mind to say this is wrong. Right? And then they accept it, and then they go deeper and deeper and deeper into it, right? Deeper into these ways of thinking. And until they come to the reality of, you know, the emptiness they're in. But when you don't come to that, you're always trying to fulfill that desire. You know, that's the drive.
Yeah.
The drive is to fill that desire, right? So you're always if you can keep yourself busy trying to fulfill these desires, you think somehow you're going to end up somewhere that you'll never end up, because it's never going to be satisfying, right? You think you're going to get some kind of satisfaction, but it never happens. So then you grow older, and that's why you have all these old men pedophiles, that they still doing the same things. They're still chasing this stuff, and it's disgusting and it's depraved, but they're still human beings. They're still redeemable. You know, as much as people don't like to hear that.
Yeah. That's a tough one for people, especially with pedophiles. That's a tough one.
Yeah. It's sad. It's sad, but again, that's why boundaries are so important. That's why borders are so important. If we just let anybody in, we just let anything in, we become susceptible to anything.
All right, let's wrap it up there. Real quick, Stan messaged in Rumble. He said the Senate passed it, but the House did not. Mike Johnson said it's dead on arrival. Well, there you go. That's why it was good they ousted Kevin McCarthy, because he probably would have signed off on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So good. That's why we have checks and balances, baby. Yeah. But yeah, so let's wrap it up right there. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to everybody who's been on the stream commenting. I see Theris, all your comments. We appreciate you. Make sure you guys share the video, hit the like button if you're watching, and if you want to share this type of content and you want this type of conversation to be spread around the world, and you want this type of thing to grow, we need your support. So you can go to patreon.com/youngliontv, become a member over there, or you can just share this video. You can throw some money to the Cash App if you want to support what we do, just to keep the cables fresh and the lights on and the electricity bill and all those things. That it helps out, you know. We always need to replace things in the studio here. So if you can support the cause. It helps us keep doing this thing and hopefully be able to do it more often. So shout out to all those who have been supporting. Also, if you want to get merch, we have our merch store. It's in the description where you can get all of the t-shirts, cups, hats, all that good stuff. And if you are interested in seeing us perform live, we got a show that we're trying to fill up the place. It's at City Winery in Philadelphia, February 29th on Leap Day. Get your tickets for that show on the website citywineryphiladelphia.com, I believe, or something like that. But there's also links all over our pages where there's videos and reels where we're promoting the show. You can go in there and get a ticket.
Jamie swimming the length of the pool.
Yeah, you saw that. We little promo ideas. So get your tickets for that show, February 29th. It's going to be a great show. We got a lot of people already in the building getting tickets, buying tickets up, and we're excited about it. So come be a part of that with us. Enjoy the show, and we'll see you guys next week, man. Peace.
Young lion go live, yeah. Young lion you rich, yeah. This kingdom has room, yeah. Go and fight people now.